As Nigerians await the election that will be coming up September 30 concerning Nigerian Football Federation, although legally that name may not be sounding right because a lot of Nigerians know that yes, it's not constitutional to still be calling them NFF. They are really called NFA when it comes to the legal term of it. We wait to see what's going to be happening concerning this right now because that election is very paramount to so many Nigerians. Using that to welcome you on the show 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. We'll be looking at that particular story while Abdullahi Kabiru in the studio. Good to have you.
Pleasure to be here.
And also Ahmad Emmanuel, while they'll be doing more justice to all the story that I'll be looking at.
Thank you so much.
Good to have you.
Beautiful evening to you. Thank you.
Good one. Now let's start with the NFF story. NFF General Assembly to decide on expansion of Congress and Executive Committee coming from the Minister of Sport there, while the 10-year master plan was submitted to President Muhammadu Buhari right on Tuesday. But now they just have to talk about this because the General Assembly, they said it will decide on expansion of Congress and Executive Committee. Well, even though Nigerians are waiting to see what will happen, will they expand it from 44 to 96 or to 101? But it is better because the president actually advised them to make sure they carry everyone along, everyone that's supposed to be part of it, the players' union, every part of it. In fact, they are even supposed to include sport journalists. Everything's supposed to be done. But from the way it is, NFF just have to expand it, although that lies with the General Assembly. Well, we are waiting.
Well, definitely, we're waiting. Like you rightly mentioned, everybody is supposed to be involved in this one. In fact, especially sports journalists, not even sports journalists. I want to bring that in. Like, it should stand strong and firm. The reason I'm saying this is that, the NFF needs to be checked. I always mention this. And if you want transparency, if you want accountability, if you want, utmost, sincerity in taking our sport or football, I should say, in quote, to the next level, then this is a good idea or should I say a good advice from the president. And I want to see this happen really. It's going to help us very well. It's going to actually, expose so many things and probably, develop our football. Like I always, say. Remember the other day, the players' unions actually issued, an ultimatum that if they are not being notified or probably invited, they will probably, they were posing a threat, I should put it that way. And I won't see it as a threat because it's something that if they had probably not spoken out, maybe they will be left or kept or swept aside, and it will not speak well for us. So everyone needs to be involved in this one, and it's going to open so many things. I always say if we have it good or right or correct administratively, definitely our football will do better than what was experiencing right now. The league, then how to discover players, the welfare of the players and all that. Even some players, you have to monitor them while they're active, so that they won't fall short of cash or thereabout when they retire, or probably when they cannot play football actively anymore. We've seen that happens to some, ex-players coming out begging for funds and all that. This shouldn't be happening, So the players' union should take charge of this one, ensure there is kind of, how do I put it now, retirement, wages, some sort of, incentives, and how to keep monitoring these players. Even if they are not playing anymore, it will also help in a way. So I think it's a good one, if you ask me. If it happens, at the end of the day, it's a good one. Expansion
of the Nigerian Football Federation General Assembly, where the Congress will be coming up by September 30. Election will be coming up at the one-day expansion. President Muhammadu Buhari has written letter to the NFF to make sure they expand the members of people that will be voting, also be inclusive in decision-making Nigerian Football Federation. And we are waiting to see how the NFF General Assembly will be making sure that expansion actually materializes, because we want to see more Nigerians having their right in that particular football federation. Now, Abdullahi Kabiru, you look at Nigerian football, we know, yes, it's very, very important. That's in fact, like President Buhari called it, national asset. Football is so loved in Nigeria, although things have not been going so smooth when it comes to the administration of football in this country. But right now, the election time is edging closer and closer every day, and we just have to begin to do things right. Now, formally, it was just all the 36 state chairmen that vote and all that are inclusive. But now they say, okay, expand it, carry along the players' union, carry along every other people that are supposed to be there, so that you have an all-inclusive kind of running government when it comes to football governance in Nigeria. If you recall, the Honorable Minister of Sport was talking about how football governance in Nigeria has not gone well. Things have not really gone well because when the federal government rather want to talk about something, NFF will call it interference. Meanwhile, whenever they need money, they go to the federal government. The federal government are the one spending most of this money. In fact, 2-3 days ago, we heard that about 15 billion have been spent, you understand, on football, given to the NFF, according to the news coming out. So right now, if a country has spent 15 billion on football, and such a country cannot say a word when things are going wrong or going south.
Honestly,
come on.
Yeah, there needs to be more transparency. They need to be held more accountable. They want to reform it, maybe to make it more democratic, maybe inclusive, bring in sports journalists who actually have knowledge of the game, like can bring in external voices and like see what is going on behind the scenes, because like you said, they've invested 15 billion into it, but yet they're having issues about flights coming back from under-20 World Cup. They're having issues about where the money goes. Maybe you go to Olympics, they'll say they don't have money for this equipment. That's so yeah, definitely it needs to be reformed, bring in more voices, maybe diversified. Women too need to, because the women's football, they're doing well, so their voices too need to be included among the table. In a very diverse country like Nigeria with multiple tribes, religions as well, maybe include them, maybe so that they can, maybe for more representation. Well, yeah, I feel like it's a good idea, but I don't know the number of people they're trying to bring in. I'm not sure. Is it the decision making? Because if there are too many people making the decisions, it might be chaotic. So I'm not quite sure about the number of people.
But normally it's supposed to be an all-inclusive body where you have the necessary people. You know, it's a General Assembly. Just like you go to the National Assembly, you have everybody being represented from different angles, from different constituents rather. And you just have to make sure it's complete so that no one will complain that my own ward is not there. My own constituent is not represented. That is why the federal government is actually advising the NFF executive committee that to make sure they expand it so that everybody will have, all hands must be on deck. Nobody will complain that they are not being included. That's why they are saying this.
And I think in a way it's going to also help develop the grassroots, football. These grassroots football are so far over the years, trust me. And this is where the strength really lies, This is where the strength lies. So we should also, have a good look at this one. You go to some local, areas, you see some beautiful football being played by some kids. And the pitch they are playing on, you just marvel, like, how are they even doing this, So it tells you that if you can monitor these, awards, or should say, or talents, it will also help develop our football. Honestly, we should start looking at how to get a formidable national team from here, not thinking of somebody that's going to come from Germany or anywhere in Europe. We don't need it at this level. Trust me, we don't need it. We have abundant talents here that we can assemble, get the best out of them, and they can go to the world and do us proud. So I think in a way, like you said, if every voice is being heard, trust me, it will expose so many things positively, and it will help our football.
10-year master plan has been submitted to President Muhammadu Buhari. Well, from the way it is to be assented by him, and from there, we'll see what's be in the next plan for Nigerian football. Election in September 30, and Nigerians are waiting. Will the expansion of the NFF General Assembly be done so that everyone will be included in the running of football administration of Nigeria, and also making sure Nigeria football development is going well, rapid, and very consistent in making sure our football is at that enviable height. We've been talking about the expansion of the NFF General Assembly, although that decision lies with the General Assembly, where the Executive Committee, all of them will be there, and also making sure everything is done right in football. Now, we digress a bit. Let's talk about the UEFA Champions League, where as we speak right now, the draws are right now ongoing, and we just have to look at, like the probable. In the morning, we talked about the ports available in different ports, 4 different categories of ports. You look at Chelsea, Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Juventus, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, Liverpool. They are all in that group there. Well, you have Tottenham Hotspur, Napoli. All of them are there right now as we speak. Is ongoing, and well, like someone said, it's possible that we'll be seeing Real Madrid, Chelsea again. And I'm like, well, if it happens, they will face themselves.
Oh yeah, definitely that would be a good match. You know, Real Madrid, Chelsea, as we saw last season, what a match that was. After Benzema really showed his class that night. So if it happens again this year, we'll be looking forward to it. Well, Chelsea might get trashed, honestly.
Seriously, comparing the way they are right now.
The way they are right now, they got battered in the weekend by Brighton, or
Leeds
United. Sorry. So if they face Real Madrid at this point in time with no striker, Lukaku has left, Werner has left, they might get battered, honestly, but it'll be entertaining to see. It'll be interesting.
Good one there. We've been talking concerning the UEFA Champions League. Let's hear from you, Ahmad Iman.
No, absolutely. It's always exciting, like we mentioned in the morning, that we just cannot wait. And of course, I also think that if the likes of maybe Liverpool, Atletico de Madrid, and some top-notch rivals face each other in Europe, we're also going to see maybe a kind of revenge mission, from especially Atletico de Madrid and of course other teams. When you look at Barca as well, they'll also probably be coming out stronger, having probably cough out some monies, irrespective of the challenges they're facing, to bring the likes of Lewandowski and of course some other Rafinha and some other good players. Even though some are still probably on the verge of leaving, I think they will be having a blend of good team this time around to showcase what they are known for over the years in Europe. With Xavi trying to do some magic as well. Let's see how that will play out at the end of the day. Some teams from Spain, you can always beat your chest for them that they'll be coming for the gold. Talking about the trophy, that's why I put it that they'll be coming for the gold. So Real Madrid, respect to them. I know a lot of teams right now, if they are facing Real Madrid, surely they are facing a very good side, and they'll be taking the match very seriously. Karim Benzema, well, what a talent. A lot of people say he's been the most underrated player in Europe over the years, but I think he actually kept his heads down, learned from some top-notch players like the Messis of this world and the Ronaldos of this world, and now I think this is his time and he's enjoying it to the fullest. So let's see if he's going to continue from where he left it last year in the UEFA Champions League. More talents will be discovered, don't forget, in a hurry, because there are some players right now you probably will be amazed with what they'll be bringing when you expose them to the UEFA Champions League in Europe.
Well, we are still looking at that. Well, the probables is ongoing, as we said. Well, the fate of Real Madrid is now the beginning of wisdom. Looking at the UEFA Champions League, we'll be giving you more concerning this in our subsequent edition. Although right now, there's every possibility that teams in Pot 2, strong teams there, they will also be clashing with team in Pot 1. You have team in Pot 3 and team in Pot 4. They will also be clashing. They will be picking them one by one. And right now, like I said earlier, the fear of Real Madrid, Bayern, those two teams are always very outstanding when it comes to this competition. You look at Manchester City also, they are very strong. They actually want to win the league, the Champions League. PSG, they want to win it. Those two teams, they are really hungry for Champions League that Real Madrid have won for good 14 times. They have become the owner of that particular cup. The Los Merengues, as they call them, they'll be ready to go again after winning the Super Cup. For comparing what they have done so far, you have to appreciate the fact that they've been fantastic under Don Carlo Ancelotti so far when it comes to football. Well, we wait to see more concerning that. Quickly, let's talk about some transfer stories. Here and there, players are moving. The date of closing the transfer window is edging closer. And right now, they just have to buy a player quickly. If you are not buying between now and 38th or 31st, well, the window will actually close against you. Talking about the clubs that are buying players. Let's start with Newcastle. The Magpies right now, they are in a club record bid of £60 million for Real Sociedad striker Alexander. Let me call him a Spanish way, Ishak.
Oh yeah, no, this will be a statement signing if it goes through. Like if Newcastle are able to sign this guy, they'll really announce themselves. Okay, we have arrived. We are part of the big boys now. If they can sign this guy, because this guy is somebody that Arsenal have been after. So many top teams have been after him. He's done very well in La Liga. A very young striker. He's 22. I don't, for the price, maybe it's a bit overpriced, but
they are actually asking for more. Even the record bid of £60 million. So they are actually trying to make it like 70, 75.
Wow. Well, I think he's worth it if you look at the long term. You know, if you look at, they have Saint Maximin. If they add this guy to their team, like their attack will really be something else. I think Newcastle this year, it might be too early for them to make that top 6, but top 8, at least they should be aiming for top 8 this season, and nobody will want to come to their home.
Okay, maybe we should take it one by one. While Kabiru talk on this, we quickly switch to Emmanuel to talk on West Ham, Southampton, West Ham United. Southampton also Bournemouth are in for Arsenal midfielder. They want to go for Ainsley Maitland-Niles. They want to get him to play for them. Outstanding player. But right now, West Ham, Southampton and Bournemouth, the 3 EPL clubs, are fighting for the player.
Well, any of the clubs will have the opportunity to get him if they have the right money that will convince Arsenal to let him go. Arsenal as a team, if you know them very well, they are not too bothered, players leaving. They do business, That's why I know surely a lot of Arsenal fans are so patient in nature, because if they don't win trophy, they have something to console themselves. So allowing him to go will not affect Arsenal tactically, if you ask me, because during the transfer windows that is still on right now anyway, they've done some very good business, getting in some good players. Gabriel Jesus is one of them, doing very well for them as well. So it won't really affect. I also understand that it's like Pepe will be leaving, if probably everything works out well. So for Arsenal, it's not a problem at all. So for the teams that will be coming for this player, surely they will have a boost, to probably tackle all the EPL rivals as far as the English Premier League is concerned.
Good one there. While we're talking about those players, we look at Manchester United. United right now, they've been trying to get some players in the market. Right now, they are going for Slovakia goalkeeper Martin Dubravka. Right now, they want to get him from Newcastle United to join them as a backup to David De Gea, they want to make sure he has someone to always support him. They don't want to make him just a lone ranger goalkeeper. Good one. They actually gone in for Martin. But remember, Kevin Trapp says he's not coming to Manchester United. And I hope this man will not be saying, no, I want to stay with Newcastle. I'm not leaving. I'm not coming to Old Trafford.
Well, given David De Gea's form, I don't. Newcastle are on the up, but Man United, you can't say no to Manchester United.
But some players actually said no this season. A lot of players.
True, De Jong, the likes of De Jong,
of course,
but for various reasons. But him, I don't know. He's not at that level yet to say no to Man United.
So you believe that he will come?
Yeah.
What about Kevin Trapp that actually said no?
Kevin Trapp. Okay, he has played for.
So PSG, it's just like knowing
Frankfurt.
Your onions, considering you weigh every options on the table.
Yeah.
Like, if I should go to this club. Okay, I'm going to be the backup goalkeeper. De Gea is having the best time of his life in Manchester and a legend already. So how do I dislodge him? So it means maybe in 1 month, maybe I will be in goal for twice or 3 times. So what's the point? Why do I stay where I'm a king? I'm going to a place where I return to a chief.
Yeah, United are not as attractive as they once were. Obviously, they're not playing Champions League football, so that will definitely not work in their favor. But as a backup goalkeeper, I think even competition for De Gea, because De Gea, I don't know, he's not as good as he once was. It's like, if you look at the goals he concedes these days, like, you'll be wondering, is this the same De Gea from 3-4 years ago? So at least he can come as a backup. If you never know, the other guy has left. Is it Dean Henderson? He went to Nottingham Forest. So at least bringing a backup from Newcastle wouldn't be a bad option.
Good one. Liverpool submits offer. That's a player the Man United have been pursuing for a while and said he's not coming. But now, the Cubs, the team that never walk alone, they've submitted bid for Frankie de Jong of Barcelona. That's a big one there. And if this actually happens, it could be moving to Liverpool. And also we have another one coming from Manchester United now. Anthony has been a player they want to sign. Anthony hands in transfer request to Ajax for Manchester United move. Why some people are saying, I'm not coming, this player wants to join his former boss.
Surely he should be joining his former boss, and trust me, if it happens, he's going to get some good time with Eric. Yes, Ajax is a team that, if you monitor their tradition, they have this system of producing players. They have a very good academy where they nurture players, expose them, then you'll be wild, like, oh, okay, let's go for this. So if he joins Man United, applause for Man U, considering what they're facing right now, what they're going through, and maybe a good business for Ajax as well, if the money really, materializes to their own taste or favor. So let's see how it goes. The transfer window is super busy. Everybody's trying to, make amends, strengthen their teams, and before, the real business will start. We've not seen anything yet. Early in the season, if the EPL ends today, Arsenal will be crowned champions, but it's too early, like people will say, to say Arsenal will be, contenders, as far as the season is concerned. But for me, I think they have a very promising start, and they might even go all the way to, at least surprise some people this season. But then, talking about transfer windows is a way to strengthen your team and ensure that you make a very positive statement at the end of the day.
Well, while we're talking about Manchester United, players coming like Anthony, the Brazilian, we also look at another player trying to move away. Right now, he has been confirmed joining Olympique Marseille. Talking about Eric Bailly, defender Eric Bailly confirmed, yes, he has joined Marseille from Manchester United on loan. He will be there for the rest of the season to see how he can get his act together. Since he moved to join them from Villarreal, it has not been a consistent move because out of all the year he spent, he only managed 45 game time with Manchester United. Well, for Eric Bailly, I think it's high time he enjoys his time right now with Olympique Marseille. Who knows? Maybe he'll be able to get his act together now.
Yeah, it hasn't really worked out for him since he joined Man United. I think he was Mourinho's first signing back in 2016. So with injuries and, to be fair, it's a very inconsistent. It's very rough. Sometimes it gives away penalties, kick somebody, get a red card. So I feel like maybe the move was too big for him. Some players, they can't really adapt at that level. Manchester United, now they've brought in Varane. They have the guy that he brought in, what's his name? Lisandro Martinez.
Yes. So it's now down the
very
pecking
down
order.
the pecking order. So I think Marseille is a good move for him. Obviously, French-speaking player from Cote d'Ivoire. So you go back to France, maybe you meet people that he's more familiar, comfortable with. So it's a good move for Bailly. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked out for him.
It's always very smooth for the French-speaking players who always do well whenever they go to play in France. Well, for Eric Bailly, let's see how he can get his career back. And we look at another one, which will be the last on the transfer story I'll be looking at right now. Chelsea midfielder Hudson-Odoi is edging close to join Bayern Leverkusen of Germany on loan. Well, he has been with Chelsea, but right now it's better for him to move away to have that opportunity to play Bayern Leverkusen on loan for Odoi.
We mentioned something earlier that, players should consider so many factors before making a move, especially players that want to make a statement at the highest level. It's a good move for us, Hudson-Odoi. Staying in Chelsea, and surely that you might not have this regular playing time. Probably occasionally they will bring you in to expose you to maybe FA Cup or probably some other small competitions. Then you have to go to a place maybe where you can have a very good exposure. The German league is not a bad one, and I'm very sure he's going to have it good there. It's a good one, but maybe if he even excel very well there, he might eventually make it a permanent one, and then he's going to stay there and do.
I'm taking a cue from when Chris Smalling left Manchester United, and also Tammy Abraham left Chelsea, and they moved to AS Roma. And since they moved to join Jose Mourinho, it's as if their career has actually turned into a better kind of angle. Now they are doing so well. Smalling scoring, Tammy Abraham. You look at how did Mourinho change them to become a better player. So for Odoi right now, moving to Bayer Leverkusen, who knows? Maybe this might just be another way for him to be remolded into that particular star.
Yeah, change of environment, different league, maybe a less difficult league, and a manager who believes in you. Maybe really brings
give you that playing time. Keep telling you go there, you can do it.
If you remember Sancho when he went to Borussia Dortmund, he played very well. Even you are surprised that this is the same Sancho that's playing for United. Even though he might do well this season, we remain to see. But yeah, sometimes when you have a manager that believes in you, gives you playing time in a league that supports young players. I hope Hudson-Odoi has been a top talent for many years. Hopefully he does well in Germany. We'll watch out for him this season.
Watch out for all of them this season. It's getting very scintillating as clubs are fighting for honors in Europe. And now very soon, Nigerian home will be starting, which also that the best of football will be given to Nigeria when it comes to administration. We need to get it right so that our football can be at that top again. That'll be it on 360 Sports. I have in the studio earlier, I've been with Ahmad Emmanuel. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
And also Abdullahi Kabiru, thank you very much too.
Thank you. Great to be here.
I am Adeni Aji Shafe. Thanks for watching.